Hi friends, welcome back. Dare I say there's a cure for migraines, or at least a way to better manage them. I am incredibly thankful. There was a woman who is a believer who is actually someone who inspires me in my faith, and she wrote me on my Instagram after I mentioned that I was having a horrible migraine and that they've been, chronic, and I've actually been diagnosed with having chronic daily migraines instead of just regular migraines because I was having so many migraines throughout the month. Like literally I was having between, I don't know, let's say 18 to 20 migraines in a month. I mean, it was that bad. There would be a couple days a month where I would not have a migraine, and it was debilitating. So she mentioned to me in a comment saying, hey, I have a friend who actually went and got her ears pierced, and she suffered from migraines for like 36 years, I think it was, and she hasn't had one since she's had the piercing, and it had been like 6 months or 8 months or something. It'd been a lot of time that had passed. So after a lot of studying of God's Word, making sure I wasn't doing anything wrong, I went ahead and found a registered nurse who treats the piercing like a surgery. He's done over 150 of these piercings. It's called the Daith piercing. And I went ahead and had both ears done. I have not had a migraine in 23 days. 23 days. It blows my mind. So I got this one done. They say you get them done on the side that you normally have migraines. So the right side of my head is where I typically have migraines. So that was the first one that he did. And then I knew that I probably would chicken out because I do not do well with needles at all. So I went ahead and had him do the other side at the same time. So these, I don't know why they work. He doesn't know why they work. He works with neurologists. He works with 4 different neurologists, and they have no idea why it works either. But he's had a lot of testimonies from people saying that their migraines are either reduced in intensity, reduced in the frequency, or they're just gone altogether. And like I said, I haven't had a migraine in like 23 days. And that to me is a miracle. Like, it's a blessing. I am just completely thankful that my friend, this woman, said to me, hey, maybe you should look into getting the Daith piercing. And so I did. Like, I took a leap of faith. And like I said, I read through God's Word, and there are verses that if you take them out of context, then yeah, you could read into that and say, oh, you're not supposed to have any ear piercings or any body piercings or anything like that. But if you read them in context, because context is key, then it's saying that we are not supposed to make those piercings our God, make them our idol. And so, yeah, obviously that's not what these are. The Lord is my God. Jesus is above all. He is the center of my life. These are a blessing because that pressure point or whatever it is that the piercing goes through, it has relieved my migraines. I felt like one day that I was potentially getting one, so I would like wiggle it, and then there was another day that I felt like I was getting one, like on this side, so I would wiggle it, and really it's been manageable. Like, I have not had a full-blown migraine since I've gotten these done. Crazy, like absolutely crazy. I mean, I was to the point where I was ready to go get Botox injections in my face, like in my face, the side of my head, the back of my head, and my neck, because that was shown to be promising for reducing migraines. And like I said, I do not do well with needles, so doing that every couple months, I don't know how I would have done it, but I am just so thankful that I got these done. And so I don't know if you have questions about it. I just feel like this is something that needs to get out there. Like, this is a technique or a method or a treatment. I'm gonna call it a treatment. That's it. A treatment for migraines, and not a lot of people know about it. And of course the medical community is not going to study it, because if it actually works for many people, they're gonna lose money for medications, and they're gonna lose money for like visits. So I mean, to me it makes sense to why it's not widely studied. but there are many testimonials. I read over 100 testimonies about how the Daith piercing had worked for them, and that's what made me make the decision to go ahead and get it. And I felt like such a little girl because I wrote my mom an email and I sent her like a link, and I was just like, I'm thinking about getting this done, but I'm so worried about what Dad's gonna think. And so she talked to my dad, and he's like, just as long as you don't tattoo that part of your ear, he's fine with it. So that was funny. But anyways, if you suffer from migraines, just research it. Look into testimonies of people who have actually had this done. I mean, it blows me away at how just a piercing can help. And you know what? If it doesn't work, get it taken out. No big deal. I paid $125 for both of them to be done, and that included the piece of jewelry. And the guy that did mine, he's a registered nurse, like I said, and he uses medical grade metal. And all of his metal, like his jewelry, is made in the United States. And he showed us the difference between like cheap jewelry and medical grade jewelry. And literally, these healed within, I'd say, a week and a half. This piercing typically takes anywhere between 3 to 9 months, depending upon the person, to heal. But it's because of the jewelry that he uses. It makes it, the jewelry that he uses is medical grade stainless steel, I believe. And it makes it to where the skin doesn't actually like adhere to it. He used a Sharpie to mark my ear, and then he gave it to me because he's like, I never use the same Sharpie on people twice because of sanitary reasons. So I thought that was really awesome. He washed his hands like 4 times since like when I was in there. He washed my ears so well, and he gave me a take-home kit to care for my ears. So really the money that I spent was for the piercing, the jewelry, and for the take-home kit, and his expertise. And he checked in on me afterwards, which I thought was really cool because a lot of places, I mean, I don't know, I don't go into tattoo parlors or piercing shops, but I don't imagine they check on you after the fact. But he actually checked on me to make sure that everything was going okay, if I had any questions, if I was experiencing anything, just, you know, like a follow-up. And really it made me feel like it was more of a medical procedure rather than a piercing. Anyways, if you have questions about it, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. The process of it, if you want to know the guy that did mine, I live in San Diego. He has his shop down in Point Loma. Yeah, down in Point Loma. So if, like I said, if you have questions, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And yeah, just do some research. You know, this is just how it's worked for me. It may not work for somebody else. You know, our bodies are created differently. But with that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.